When we discuss politics, we said, when do businessmen most enjoy their lives in this country? What kind of politics exists for businessmen to enjoy the most? And we went back to Jomo Kenyatta days and Jaramogi Odinga, and we said, Kenya only works when the mountain and the lake are one. Jaramogi and Jomo Kenyatta gave us the fruit that is called independence. Yeah? Fact. After that, we went into the second liberation, which the Honorable Raila Odinga, the Senator James Orengo were in. And then again, the clouds of the lake and the mist of the mountain, the waters of the lake and the mist of the mountain came together, and it worked. And then we all sang, Yote Yawezekana Bila, and the Rainbow Coalition. And did we enjoy 10 years? The mountain and the lake. Because politics is mother tongue. Now I've changed from business. Politics is mother tongue. We as a people of Mount Kenya are known to be very grateful and very thankful. If somebody does something nice to us, when did we ever practice mateke ya punda? It is time to now start to say, let's take Jacom to talk to businessmen, not politicians. I don't know politicians. Maina Kamanda and Peter Kenneth will help me there. On the side of politicians. But if they want to. But we must, as business people, start to realize that this, so we concluded, Raila Odinga, the politician who means business, has made sure business works. And I'm of the view myself, and I'm now talking to our people, to build consensus. If you are coming to ask for our votes as business people, we will ask you, do you mean business in politics or do you mean politics in politics? Ebu, can I repeat the question? Do you mean business in politics or do you mean politics in politics? Because politics for politics' sake has frustrated us quite a lot. There is a lot of upheaval. So I want us to really have a conversation and agree. I was there when the consensus of the mountain started, when people started to ask their question, this specific question.
When the country is in problem of politics, the people who suffer most are these people you see. And when we didn't have the handshake, I can tell you, Your Excellency, Nairobi, and nobody in Central Province, almost 80%, they have their wealth coming from Nairobi somewhere. Kwa hivyo mahali ambao watu wa Central wametoa kitu ya kukura all the years, when you hear Maina Kamanda is in Nyandarua, there's nothing much in Nyandarua. I take what I have in Nairobi and take it to Nyandarua. And I know that is what most of you people do. So I want to confess here that I'm one person who was converted that with the handshake, it brought peace and it made the working environment of business people to be conducive. Your Excellency, there is one question that one person here have asked. Politics of this country has not been that smooth until when we reach to the point of handshake. I know you, our people, sometimes you don't know when we talk about politics, handshake, what we mean with handshake. This old man here, Raila Amolo Odinga, is going to close to 76 years. Mogeko Augaga. The culture of African people. Niate moduri yakora, wira wake na wagweka atia. Ni wakora thima. Neguo. Wira wake na wagweka atia. nĩ wa kũrathima ciana ciake na bũrũri wake. Mũthuri ũyũ ndarĩ na ũndũ ũngĩ rĩu atigĩtie. Ũyũ atigĩtie gũkorwo arĩ mũthuri wa bũrũri na atũrathimithie ho.
One of the things which has made me very happy today is that I've met some people when we used to do demonstrations in Nairobi. We used to start from Nyamakima. You could not have a successful demonstration during the Moi days without working with people from Nyamakima. So when you wanted to come in the middle of the town, we would go to Nyamakima and start the march to the town. So a lot of people have been made up in the politics that we have now. We've got to be very grateful to part of this crowd that I see here because what they've done in bringing change to this country. The second issue, and I really want to be blunt about this, because I will never have probably another occasion. And I agree with you, Polycarp, Yakamba, we must talk business. And we have to talk business in politics for us to succeed. And I think as the Prime Minister was advising us, if you look at the question of Korea and other countries that he mentioned, they did that turnaround from talking pure politics, like in South Korea, when it was all about power, without business, to make that transformation. But before you get there, you must address the political question. If you cannot resolve the political question, to answer the business needs becomes extremely difficult. And I want to note here that at the social front, you are doing very well. Doing very well. If you go to Kisumu, you take a Kenya Airways flight on a Friday. I can tell you, because me, I'm married from the mountain. 20% of the people in that aircraft will be people going for visitation in western part of Kenya, seeing families in western Kenya. I also have people in my home who almost every month have to go to the mountain because there's a wedding, there's a funeral, or there is some kind of celebration. And even making babies, you know, the babies that we're making. We are making babies across the line. Bila ubaguzi. The only thing that brings trouble is the political question. How do we answer that political question? And in my view, the handshake was about inclusivity. The handshake. How can we be inclusive as a nation so that we can talk about one indivisible country called Kenya? Can a Luo rise up to the president of this country and the Kikuyus are comfortable with it? That is an easy answer to make, but on election day it is not very easy. Can a Luo accept a Kikuyu as a president? And I know they can, because there's a time I stood for president, they chose Kibaki thanks to Raila Odinga instead of me. So I know they can accept. They can accept. It is time that we take this question seriously, because inclusivity, even in the United States of America, despite the troubles they've had, they have shown us that a black man can be president in the United States of America. They have shown us that a woman can be a vice president in the United States of America. To resolve the Kenyan question between the Kikuyus and Luos, if that question can be resolved, I can guarantee you there will be peace in Kenya from now and forever and ever and ever and ever. And I know the bill from the mountain can do it. Because when Kibaki became president in the year 2002, they were calling Raila Amolo Odinga, what was that word? Jamba. And you know, to get somebody to be called Jamba is not easy. It's not easy. You must have done something or changed something in people's lives. And then after addressing that political question, because the twin brothers in this country, who when they live in peace, Kenya is in peace, is the Kikuyus and Luos. I can guarantee you, we're not talking tribalism. We are just being realistic. And finally, like Raila Amolo Odinga said, if you have the right ideas, you can change a country. There was a small man in China who said he does not mind whether the cat is black or white, so long as it can catch mice. That was the beginning of China changing from a backward, peasant-driven economy to one of the biggest economy in the world, the fastest growing economy. So if we can have a leader so that we forget about who, but think about what is he going to do, like Igathe was saying, we can, in the year 2002, make sure that Kenya can sustain a development at the rate of 7% from 2022 to the time when many of you will be having grandchildren. So I hope, and you know, Peter Kenneth, I like this. This is a meeting of the lake at the mountain, on the slopes of the mountain. Within a month, Rabongo, you must have another thing like this, which will bring the mountain to the lake in the shores of the lake. And nobody is going to stop reggae. Thank you.
Tumpatie Mheshimiwa Orengo makofi mazuri.
So the thing is, you need to have an enabling environment that promotes business. I refuse to believe that our people are lazy, that our people cannot do it. Our people only lack opportunities. They lack the support that is required. And you must start in the business at the level of SMEs. SMEs. Because that is the backbone of an economy. You cannot build an economy on the basis of foreign investment alone. Foreigners do not come to invest in a country to grow the economy. They come in to invest to make profits and repatriate their profits back to their countries. But a local investor plows back the profit into the economy. So you have got the multiplying effect of capital. And that's why we must create an enabling environment to assist the SMEs in the country. When I hear you guys talk about the punitive taxes that you're going through, it's music in my ear. It's something I know very well, understand very well. Because you're being taxed here, but your neighbor is not being taxed. And is importing products from China at a throwaway price. How can you thrive? How can you? And you cannot go to China and do the same thing there. They will not allow you. They are allowed to come and do it here in your own market, and you cannot allow to go and do it in their own market there. So we have people who are enterprising. We have people who are enterprising in our country. And you need to promote them to rise up and be moved to the middle income status. You see, China itself, when they began to liberalize, they came up with a policy of serving their people. First, they had developed a very highly skilled labor force in China, which was highly skilled and cheap. So they said, now what we want is attract the capital to come. And they liberalized the economy so that it became attractive to foreign investors. Everybody now moved into China. China became the workshop or the factory of the world. If you go there, you'll find Mercedes is there, Toyota is there, Hyundai is there, Volvo, Ford, Peugeot, Citroën, BMW, they're all there in China. My German friends telling me that, it is cheaper to manufacture Mercedes-Benz in China and ship it back to Germany than the one that is made in Stuttgart in Germany. So that's why how China became the factory of the world. You look at the ICT companies, they're all there in China. Okay? But now, China is no longer a very cheap destination. Within the last 30 years, China has managed to move over 300 million people from poverty to middle income status. That China now has got the biggest middle class in the world, 500 million people. Nearly 2 times the population of the United States is in China. But now China has moved, it's becoming more affluent. And a gap is being left there, down, which Kenya can fill. Kenya can fill that gap if we can create an enabling environment. We can, our businessmen can move in and fill that gap. And how do we do that if we don't have that SME? Because it's the SME which will move up. But we are killing the SMEs. So you need to enable your own people to do it. Even if it means you have to discriminate positively in support of your people. It can be done. It can be done. And we can transform this country. There are also reasons why we are here as Kenyans. Because we went back to animal ways of looking at our things. Oh, this one is mundu wakwa. This one here, mundu wa mshie. So we begin not to look at you as a fellow Kenyan. Which tribe you come from? Which tribe do you come from? Which is so backward, so primitive. Let us look at ourselves as Kenyans. You must be Kenyan first. You see, ethnicity is nothing wrong. That you are a Kikuyu. But it's more important to say you are a Kenyan Kikuyu. You're proud. Our differences, the languages and cultures and so on, is basically our wealth. You might promote unity in diversity, which is fine. Like when I see Mugithi being played here, I feel very proud. And I love to enjoy dancing Mugithi. I know the problems that you guys go through to be able to promote your businesses. The too much regulation, over-regulation, too much government into your businesses. And now you have too many regulations here. You need this license here. You need this license here. You need this license here. So you're being overtaxed, and the business cannot grow. Tax should not be punitive. Just spread it. Spread the bracket But let it not be punitive so that the business can grow. So that the business can grow. But also look at the people who are up there. They're the ones who should actually be paying the biggest portion of the tax. But they don't pay. They're evading.